Good morning, guys. Welcome to Lost Phoenix Gaming, home with tips, tricks, guides, and tunes, and having a look at the Mini Motors Championship today. And this gets you the Porsche 718, which isn't a bad car, and it's a road racing event with Ambleside Village Circuit, Derwent Reservoir Sprint, and Greendale Club Circuit for the events on this one. And Kira's showing all this stuff on the board now. And it is these white ones that are coming up. I've only got a couple of choices here because of my tuning setup, so I'm going for the Meyers Manx, which is actually a really cool little buggy. It's absolutely brilliant. I've got the share code up on there, and I've used this quite a few times because I'm at a point now where I'm pretty much reusing a lot of my tunes and therefore not creating too many new ones. And there's a lot which I've got in my library which will take most of these challenges on. And the Meyers Manx is actually really cool, and it's pretty funky, and it's actually pretty quick. And I don't want to go up to expert. I know I'm winning easily, but I want to keep it on highly skilled. I'm turning traction off. I'm turning stability off for this one, because it sort of does help me go around these tight corners a little bit better. And Ambleside Circuit, this is literally all corners. It's an absolute nightmare. This is possibly the worst circuit in the whole game. I actually hate it when I see this coming up on championships. And it is a nightmare because you can't really get up too much speed. There's only a couple of places where you can build up some speed, but then you've got to slam your brakes down. And when you've got these computer cars going around on rails, perfect running, no problems, it is very difficult to actually keep up with them, because I've always said on my videos, I gain on straights and I lose on the corners. And this is definitely where it becomes very obvious, because there's not many straights and there's definitely lots of corners. I've managed to get into second on this one. It is a 3-lap race, so I may have an opportunity to catch up a little bit. But even if I don't, the way championships work is that you have to become first. At the end of the championship, you have to get the most points, and it's 20 points for a win and 16 for a second place, and it just goes down from there. The person with most points wins. And as a minimum on these championships, you need to be getting 2 victories and 1 second place, because ultimately you need to be pulling in more points than anyone else. And if you get 2 victories, that means that nobody else is getting that, so someone else can only get 1 victory. So as long as you get 2 victories and a second, nobody can actually beat you on points. And how this is relevant to this is because this is an absolute bloody nightmare of a circuit. I hate it. If I stay as I am right now, in second place, as long as I win for the next 2 events, I'm going to be happy. I'll be brilliant. And I have just passed into first place, so yay, fantastic. But if I hadn't done that, I'd stayed in second place, as long as I won the next 2 events, I would still win the championship. But it's easier if you can get into first place, just take first place, because it removes any sort of doubt on it. And I know for a fact that this is the troublesome circuit in this championship. This is the one I know I'll have the most problems with. But being in first place does take that pressure off me a little bit, although I practically had to stop on that corner because it is really bad. It is really bad. Put your brakes down, give a little drift. This is why I've also turned my stability off and my traction off, because it does give me opportunity to give it a little mini drift around the corner. And through the line, first place, job's a good one. No problems on this, and it does give me a little bit of leeway for at least one of the other two. So I'll skip through all this and we can get back into the game and we can have a look where we're off to next. Derwent Reservoir Sprint. Okay. Derwent Reservoir Sprint Mini Motors. Make a start on this, and yeah, I'll make a start on this one. And there is a reason why this is called Mini Motors, because it's all small engined vehicles. It's all D-Class, but it's all sort of like little small vehicles, small engines, and you've got the Porsches, you've got stuff like this, but you'll notice that a lot of this stuff is the Meyers Manx, which I actually do like. I've used it a few times on different things, and I have got a couple of nice cars like this in the D-Class range. I do have a couple of decent cars like this within the D-Class range. The Meyers Manx here, obviously, but quite possibly one of my favourite tunes I've actually got is my Woody Whippet tune for the Morris Traveller. That is absolutely phenomenal. Whenever I get a chance to use that in the championship, that's just awesome. And cutting between those two guys there, not really slowing down, but saved by a bit of a drift. And coming down to this corner, giving it a little bit of brake, cutting the corner a little bit, narrowly missing a bridge, because on a lot of this stuff, bridges are my nemesis. They really are. You guarantee if there's a bridge anywhere on a circuit or on an event, I'll go round and I'll clip it. I'll hit it either up the side or hit it dead on, and I'll end up stopping completely. So yeah, I'm doing pretty decent, to be honest, if I'm not smacking into bridges. A bit of a brake coming round here over the reservoir, over the water. Why not? That does slow you down a little bit, but it also slows those guys down. Slow them down, taking that corner that way, and a bit of acceleration. And the thing about this tune is it's pretty decent on the acceleration, but it's got like a little dead bit in the middle. You can accelerate pretty quickly. It gets to about 95, something like that, then it'll hang for a little bit for a few seconds, and it'll start cutting up to 105, 106. It's coming up that way, and it's pretty decent for stuff like this, because it does mean you've got a decent bit of acceleration, although I wouldn't really take it on a drag race too much. Coming around here, a little drift. That's the thing about a lot of these cars. Some of them you cannot drive, any of them, without the traction stability on. And there's others you cannot drive them with unless you've got the traction stability turned off. And this is one of those ones where you definitely benefit from having it turned off, because it does give you a lot more responsiveness. It does work a lot nicer. And my Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio, the Forza editions, the same way. But the finish line is here, through the line. That's the second one out of the way. So that's 2 for 2 right now. So I've got 20 points for this. I've got 40 points in total, which means on the next event, in order to win, I only need second. So the pressure's been taken off quite a lot. I am going to be going for first, and I probably will get first. Greendale Club Circuit, I'll do a fast travel there and we can get into it. Let's go, shall we? Mini Motors, Greendale Club Circuit. It's the third and the final event in the championship. And yeah, it's not too bad. Pull through you guys into fifth. Past you into fourth. Be a bit cheeky there. Let's pull second, shall we? Yes, I've got second. And I've got another Meyers Manx here. Yeah, okay. Little drifty round there past you, because you went a little bit too wide for your own good on that one, didn't you? And I took advantage of it. And it is laps, so it's not like I've got a decent run, a decent sprint. I will have a few more corners. And I've lost it a little bit. Although it did lag up a bit. I don't know if that shows on the video or not. It went round and, I don't know, it just seemed to almost freeze frame a little, like slow down a bit. So I'm not sure quite what's going on since the last update, because the Series 30 update has introduced a few odd little bugs and some weird stuff, mostly around the map drawing, because you'd be driving along and it'll just glitch out, it'll just flicker white and go a bit silly. Once the Super 7s came in, the ability to do your own blueprints and do all sort of like custom events and stuff, when all that came in, it seemed to start happening then, and it happens more at higher speed, so I don't know quite what is going on. Maybe it's got something to do with the refresh rates or something that they've done to enable you to sort of work with more of the environment. But it definitely seems to be something which is occurring more, and I've seen it on Xbox as well as on PC, so it's not like I'm saying my hard drive's a bit dodgy or my graphics card's having a meltdown or anything like that. But that actually is another issue, the GPU. I don't know if any of you guys who play this on the PC, although again I've seen this on the Xbox as well, so let me know if you've had this issue since the last update. It does appear that since this game was updated to Series 30, which is what we're on now, so it was the last update about 3 weeks ago or so, 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was actually more than that. It was about 4 or 5 weeks ago. It was beginning of December, I think it was, it updated. I don't know if this is an issue that this has brought in, but I've noticed that my graphics card fans are actually spinning a lot faster and making a lot more noise since this update. And I've also noticed the fans on the Xbox. I've got a Xbox One X. I haven't got one of the new Series X machines because, one, you can't bloody get them, and two, I am actually very concerned about this proprietary storage and the expansion cards and basically how expensive this is actually going to get when the proper next-gen games come out. So I'm sort of biding my time, see what happens, and maybe looking to do the PC route for newer stuff, I don't know. But the Xbox One X anyway, the fans have started spinning up a lot more when playing Forza. Doesn't happen on any other game, and trust me, we play a lot of games in our house. And yeah, so if you guys have had this issue, have had this problem with the fans on your computer or on your Xbox spinning up more since the last update, let me know, because there's nothing I can do about it, but I'd be interested to know, just to see if I am the only one that's having this sort of stuff. That's the championship completed. Mini motors complete. Jobs are good 'un. Bing, bing, bing. That's my 3 levels of completion. And this gets me a Porsche 718. Okay, that's not too bad. A few credits and whatnot, and a bit of seasonal completion. So that's that, guys. And remember, if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, thank you for watching, take it easy, and happy driving.